So as much as we've changed the discs and we've changed the pads on the rear wheels here, one of the things that we've never actually done is actually remove the entire caliper. Removing the caliper isn't something that you need to do every day, but when it comes to things like wanting to paint the calipers or kind of renewing some of the seals and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot easier to take it off. So today I thought we'd look at what's involved in actually removing it. Slightly different to the front because this one's got the handbrake connection also. So let's get the car up in the air and the wheel off. So now the car's up in the air, you can see obviously it's on the stands. We've got the chocks underneath the front wheels, both sides. And we've also got the chocks, you can just about see one there on the other side as well. Because to do this, we're going to need to release the handbrake. So the handbrake is actually off now. So the car's fully chocked up, fully stabilised, nice and safe for working on, so that we can do this without fear of it rolling down the driveway. So from here, we can now see one of the main differences between the front and the rears. Obviously coming along here, we've got the handbrake cable coming right into the mechanism here. And we can see at this point here, which is where the cable comes in and latches onto the catch, which is part of the rear caliper. So the first thing we're going to do now is actually remove the caliper from the caliper bracket. So we just need to undo these first couple of bolts here, which I think are a 13, if I just get a spanner out. Yep, so these are a 13. So we're just going to loosen these off, and that should allow us to basically remove it, which is where we'd normally then take it off and bungee it up. What you'll probably find is that once you get this one moving, that the whole assembly starts to move. So what you can do is use a 15 just on the inner nut here, and then paired with your 13, you can just hold that together, and then that should allow you just to get the whole thing moving so that we can get these slider bolts out. Man, it's so windy today, I'm sorry about the noise on the mic. But the next thing we can do is just release the pad wear sensor cable. So there's just a little clip here, just kind of pull that little clip down and it should just wiggle off. There we go, just like that. And then this can come off the bracket. You see this bit of metal come down here, it just doubles back up onto here. Just slide it off. There we go. And then we can just release it from this little clip here. There we go. So with these top and bottom bolts released, you can see that now the caliper is kind of moving and it's almost ready to come off. But what you might have, like I say, in your disc, you might have a bit of scoring, which means that the pads are kind of inside and they're not easy to come off. So if that's the case and you can't just pull the caliper off, what you can do is just basically open up your bleed nipple and just kind of allow it then to just push it to the side a little bit, and that'll open it up. What I'm going to do is just put a cloth down on the floor, just down here, so if any brake fluid comes out, it will catch it there. So to access this bleed nipple, what you've got basically is a small rubber cover there. You can just take that off, and you can see obviously it stops all the dust and stuff getting in it. And then the actual nut itself is just an 11mm. So what I'm going to do is just release that, loosen it off ever so slightly just to open it up, and then what we should be able to do, like I say, is just open up the caliper a bit. There we go. With that open now, you can just see the brake fluid just starting to drip out of there a little bit. So now it should be easy just to hopefully pry this open a little bit to allow us to remove this. And in actual fact, with the pressure released, there's no issue and the caliper's coming straight off. So with the caliper free now like this, what I'm going to do is just tighten up the bleed valve just so no more is coming out of it while we're working on it. So obviously if we were changing the pads, now we'd be able to obviously access the pads. You can see we've got the front and the rear there. We've got our kind of little support brackets here as well. So we'll be able to take them off, replace them, and then just put the caliper back on. But the purpose of today, obviously, we want to actually remove the caliper itself. So there's two more things that we need to do. One, disconnect the brake hose here coming into it. So we're going to need to put a clamp on this hose, and also disconnect the handbrake cable as well. So just where it comes across the top here, we've got this kind of bayonet fitting, just like a bicycle brake cable. So just as we did when we did the front brake caliper the other week, what I'm going to do is just put a clamp on here. So you can see I've just got one of these kind of universal clamps. So we're just going to put that on there, just with kind of a little support bit on there, just so we're not damaging the hose, but obviously just enough to crush it to make sure that no more fluid is going to come out when this is disconnected from the caliper. So we've got that clamp on there now. It's not too tight, it's not crushing it completely, but it's just enough to stop any more fluid coming through. Next up, what I want to try and do is just get this handbrake cable off of here. So what I'm going to try and do with the caliper released is just basically try and bring this up. You can see hopefully here that it needs to come forward quite a way to get clear of this point here. So we should be able to realistically, with the handbrake off, kind of pull it forward. We might need to get a pair of pliers or something on there just to pull it out so that we can get it off of there. Okay, so to get this handbrake cable off, what I've done is just kind of half mounted the caliper back in the bracket itself, just so it's got something to kind of hold on to. And then obviously the handbrake is off in the car, so we've got a bit of flex on the cable. You can see it's not overly tight. So what I'm going to do is just get a pair of pliers on here, just pull it forward, just so we can clear that clip. Hopefully, he says, just work it down, slide it out, and there we go. That's the handbrake cable now released from the caliper. With it out of the bracket there, what you can see, obviously it comes through this kind of bracket that it sits on. It just sits in there. There is this extra clip that you're going to need to remove just here. So you can just slide that off, that comes out, and then the whole cable will just release from there. We can just set that up to the side, nice and safely out of the way. For safekeeping, what I'm going to do, this little clip, I'm just going to put it back on the cable now. Just bring it back down, pop it in there, and that's that. You can see that my rubber boot here is obviously deteriorated. It's not too much of an issue. It's relatively clean in there, so I'm not too fussed about that. Okay then, so the last thing that we have to do to really get the caliper off is just remove the brake hose. So you can see here, it's worth noting that the fixing doesn't go all the way down to the actual metal of the caliper itself. There is a little gap there. So when you're putting it back together and you're screwing it back in, and you're thinking, why isn't it going all the way into it? Just take a note that beforehand it doesn't actually go all the way down. So we'll look at the torque settings for this, obviously, when we put it back together. But for now, obviously, yeah, just make a note of that. So to get this off, this is a 14, number 14. So I'm just going to get a 14mm spanner on here. What I might do actually is just house it back on, kind of put it back in position, so I'm not having to hold the caliper itself while trying to undo the bolt. And then what I should be able to do now is just get a bit of purchase on that fixing, just so that I can release it a bit easier. There we go, it's not too tight. Now with it freed up, hopefully the rest of it should just come away. If it's anything like the front ones, when we did the front ones, what we'll probably find is that we're actually going to need to take the caliper kind of in our hands and spin it round, because this fixing kind of doesn't spin. All it does is just spins the hose. So what we're going to need to do is just kind of unscrew the whole caliper itself. So you can see there as I'm turning it, what's actually happening is that it's spinning the actual brake hose itself. So I'm just going to have to go carefully and try and actually, rather than turning the spanner as such, what I'm going to try and do is actually turn the caliper so that I'm not twisting the hose, if that makes sense. There we go, now it's free enough. I think so that I can just hold it. I don't need the spanner anymore. Maybe, maybe not, but basically you get the idea. So you just keep going like that, working it round, and the whole thing will come away. Okay, so there we go. So now with it all the way off, you can see obviously there's quite a lot of thread there. It took quite a while to kind of unscrew it by hand, but now it's away and we've got the caliper off. So now if we had a new caliper on here, or we'd fix whatever fault that we had on there, obviously it would just be the reverse of putting it back on. So one, obviously we'd put our hose line back in. What you could do, I guess, is probably remove the hose line from the bracket up here. So just behind the clamp here, just about see through there. If you just remove it from there, I think there's just one little clip holding it in place. You can just pull it out to the side. That'll give you a bit more flex on here, so you're not kind of working so tight in a little area there. But then, yeah, obviously to put it back together, we just put our hose back in, we'll tighten that back up, and then we'll be able to get it back in position. Obviously checking that our pads are okay. Take the opportunity, obviously, to make sure that they're in good nick. Ours are really good. We can see that there's loads of meat on them fine at the moment. And then obviously the next thing that you'd need to do, just bring the handbrake cable back down and pop that in. And then obviously all the things in reverse that you'd need to do, pop it back on, get all the fixings back on here, and just tighten them up to torque. One thing that you'd obviously then need to do is bleed the brakes. So obviously with the hose connected back in, we'd need to open up the valve here, put some more fluid in the reservoir underneath the bonnet, and go through the whole bleeding process. So if you've not seen the bleeding process, check the changing the brake fluid video, and it explains it all on there. Okay, and the torque settings for putting these back together, the actual bleed valve itself is only 8 to 12 Newton meters, and the brake hose is 14 to 16, so it's not a lot at all. My torque wrench only goes down to 30, like I say previously, so it's kind of, once you're putting it in there, it's basically making sure that it's good and tight, but without being ridiculous, shall we say. Just a nice spanner tight with a single spanner, just holding it in your hand would probably be sufficient. The actual caliper itself, once you get that back on, the fixings that kind of come back in here and hold it on are only 27 to 30. So that's these small ones here, basically coming in here, whichever size they were, as it comes in, fixes on through the bracket like that. They're only 27 to 30 Newton meters. So again, not a lot in there at all. Obviously the bleeding of the brakes, if you didn't want to watch that other video, once you've got all your hose connected in, open up your bleed valve, put the foot all the way down on the floor, lock the bleed valve off, lift your foot back up again, open it up, put your foot all the way down, close it, lift your foot back up, and keep doing that until you've purged all the air from it. Once that's done, close everything up, and the brake pedal should feel nice and firm. For your first drive out, obviously take it easy. If you can, obviously check your brakes just a little bit if you've only rolled a couple of feet, just to make sure that they're there. Pump the brake pedal a few times just to make sure that it stays nice and firm, and then you should be good to go. So there we go. So hopefully for today that's been useful. A kind of quick run through as to how exactly to remove that caliper completely and get it back together. Torque settings on there as well. If you have enjoyed it, if you found it useful, please do give us a like down below. If you haven't done so already, remember to hit subscribe coming up here now. Like I always say, the more likes, the more subscribes means the more videos I'm going to keep making. There's a few bits that I really want to make sure that we get done on this car still at the minute as well. Front anti-roll bar bushes still to be done after part 1, so that's going to be coming up hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But for now, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video, so thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.